The cabinet formed after the signing of the National Accord in February 2008 is the largest in Kenya's history, with 40 cabinet ministers and 53 assistant ministers. The proposed constitution provides that the cabinet shall comprise the president, the deputy president and cabinet ministers will be known as cabinet secretaries. And to deal with the issue of a bloated cabinet, the proposed new law provides that there shall be a minimum of 14 and a maximum of 22 cabinet secretaries, including the Attorney General. The position of assistant ministers has been scrapped.
It means that we are trying to move away from a one-person executive authority to a collective executive authority where decisions are made as a group, not by the president or deputy president only.
The president, according to the proposed new law, shall nominate cabinet secretaries and submit the names to parliament for approval. Once approved, the president shall appoint the cabinet.
The presence of so many ministers in the cabinet means that there is really no proper accountability of the president. Since these ministers come from parliament, they're the senior members of parliament, they control parliamentary procedure, it means that the president is not really accountable.
Under the proposed laws, cabinet ministers shall not be members of parliament. The Parliamentary Select Committee on Constitution Review had proposed that the president be allowed to nominate members of parliament into the cabinet, but such members of parliament would be required to relinquish their parliamentary seats, but the Committee of Experts ignored that proposal.
In saying, therefore, that cabinet members will not be members of parliament, we have ensured that it will be possible to pick people who are familiar with their respective sectors to do a professional job. And if they're not able to do that job, then they'll be removed from office.
Those opposed to the proposed constitution insist that the proposed cabinet may not be the best, especially if it is born out of a viciously contested presidential poll.
You know the horse trading that goes on with political negotiations. The kind of cabinet that is proposed here will be a product of those negotiations. Therefore, we'll get people who are not necessarily people of merit, but people of compromise.
The composition of the cabinet, according to the proposed new law, should reflect the country's ethnic diversity and gender parity. All cabinet ministers will be bound by the principle of collective responsibility and cabinet decisions communicated in writing at all times.
Because we are moving to a collective cabinet, we do not want to have what we have called roadside declarations. We have provided that a decision of the cabinet must be in writing.
The president in the proposed new law would also have powers to sack members of the cabinet. There are also provisions for parliament to instigate the sacking of a cabinet secretary through a vote of no confidence.
Okay, thank you very much indeed.
The current trend where cabinet ministers answer questions in parliament on behalf of their ministries would also come to an end if the proposed new law was enacted. Members of the cabinet would be required to appear before parliamentary committees to answer questions related to their ministries. Francis Gachuri, Citizen Live at 9.